Somewhere along the way, somebody's drilled and tapped this larger than M10, so the screw doesn't work. We've purchased a thread insert kit, and we'll be rethreading it so that we can use the proper bolts. But in the meantime, I'm just using a longer M10 bolt to hold it up. Because we don't have the springs on the center stand, we'll be using this bike stand to chock the front wheel and hold it up while we're working on the rear. Now that we have the motor in, I'll go ahead and mount the EME starter.
Now we need to make some spacers to offset the wheel correctly. Can't really get in there, but you can see there's some gap in there. And then here at the hub, we can take a measurement there and kind of gauge where we're at. And then we'll use that dimension to come up with a spacer to set the wheel off. Here we have a offset spacer. This one is 10.7. The stock is roughly 9 millimeters. So here we'll be using some feeler gauges to figure out the distance between the hub and the final drive. Original measurement between the hub and the final drive was 7.7. With this spacer, it was 10.7. We had 1 millimeter of gap. So we subtract 1 millimeter from the 7.7 to give us 6.7. So we need to create a spacer that's 6.7 millimeters longer than the one that we have. So this is the original spacer. It's 9 millimeters. The new one that we need to create is 17.4. So that means that the new one is 8.4 longer than the original stock spacer. So we're gonna have to cut back the axle to accommodate this, because making that wider is going to give us less threads down here.
Originally I had a bit of a tutorial on how this was drawn, but it was a bit long and painful, so we're just going to watch it and fast forward. The new spacer will be 8.4 millimeters wider than the original spacer. Because of the small diameter of this shaft and the long length, we have to use a feature called SSV that spins the spindle up and down, fluctuating the RPM to reduce vibration. Because we're moving the wheel over and the hub over, the cog will have less engagement. To get our engagement back, we're making a spacer that's the 8 millimeters, so we can re-engage all of the cogs.